Okay, one of the next things we're going to talk about on the export configuration are the layers within the GeoPDF. So on this layers tab, I have the ability to create a layered GeoPDF, so I'm going to go ahead and enable that guy. I also have the ability to layer the features and labels independently. So if I have layers, let's say the FEA, if I'm using labels for those, I could label those, layer those separately, but I'm going to go ahead and layer those together. I'm also, if I'm using scale dependencies on my layers, I'm going to go ahead and maintain those. So I'm going to go ahead and activate that. And I can also say, hey, do I want to ignore disabled layers? I'm going to go ahead and leave him off for now. So there's a couple things I can use this thing called automatic and custom. Automatic is going to create a list of layers that's going to mimic the map document itself. And it's just going to be those that are actually active. So anything that's active over here, it'll show up on my on the GeoPDF layers. Otherwise, I can do a thing called custom, and I can do a thing called auto populate, and it'll add those in as well. So if I use custom here, I've got the ability to change a few things around. So I don't want to turn my locator is actually the smaller map frame. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove him. As far as the surrounds, again, I don't need my marginalia on here, and the grid, I don't need to have that layered, so I'm going to go ahead and turn him off. I am going to I'm going to get rid of the grid. I don't need him. So the other pieces of here though is what I do want to add is I want to add the bridges. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. The geo names for the points of interest, the buildings. I'm going to go ahead and bring in, and what you're going to notice is the items that are bolded over here on my left side are what I could actually add to the GeoPDF's layers. So in this water, hydropoly's over there, but I want to go ahead and bring in the lines as well. I want to also bring in the wetlands. The contours I'm not too worried about, but I do want the critical habitats, the protected areas, and get the backgrounds off, the nape is on. Okay, so I've got all my layers here that I want. I am going to bring the buildings out, and I'm going to go ahead and fix this geo names point of interest because that looks a little funky to me. So I'm going to come back up here and grab my geo names here. Okay, so a couple of other things I can do is I can set these layers to default to off. So like the critical habitats, I don't necessarily need him on, so I'm going to, this initial visibility, I'm going to turn it off along with the protective areas. I'm going to turn him off. The bridges, buildings, the geo names, the POIs, I can go ahead and turn him off. Streets, landmarks, airports, all this other stuff looks good. I'm going to go ahead and turn the wetlands off by default, but I'm going to leave the nape imagery on along with everything else. So my layers are about where I want them to be now.